Well, I want to thank you for having me over today to do this. You've been doing the newsletter now for how many years?
At least 16.
At least 16? Okay. How could someone go about getting signed up for the newsletter with you?
They could send it in the mail to me,
Mm-hmm.
or they could, there is a place on our website that they can go and leave an address,
Okay.
or they can send me an email,
Okay.
and I'll put them on.
All right. Now I'll go ahead and put your email address if it's all right with you
That's
with
great.
this video then.
It's out there.
Okay.
It's all over the country.
Right, right. How many people do you think get the email or get the newsletter each time you
Over
put it out?
300.
Excellent.
And I've got some people in many other states that get it.
Uh-huh.
And the chairs of the central or the county committees in most of the 1st and 2nd district get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. Yeah, Jackie Norris the other night mentioned that she gets the newsletter. John's her husband running for governor, and that's how they keep up with what things are going on here.
Yeah, yeah, all the candidates. I don't think I have Kathy Glasson on.
Okay. We'll fix that in the near
I've got
future.
most people.
Sure.
But I try to get people on. I've got a brother-in-law and his wife in Berkeley
Mm-hmm.
that live next door to Janet Yellen
Oh, okay.
in Berkeley. And they're on the list. And then I've got a cousin that's one of Connie's cousins. It's a nun in Chicago. She's on the list.
Right.
So I'm going to run off the list sometime and I'll draw a line through those people that are out of state.
Okay.
But one fellow in Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
it has been on the state central committee in Virginia.
Well, good.
The reason I got him on, he was out here with Mark in the 08 election,
Mm-hmm.
testing the waters to see if it was about Mark, what's the senator's name from Virginia.
I'm drawing a blank on that too.
But anyway, we had coffee together, and ever since then he's been on the list.
Uh-huh.
And he writes, he says he shows the other people in Democrats back in Virginia
Uh-huh.
the prices that we have.
Right.
He says, you go to one of their dinners, it's $100.
Uh-huh.
But he's been trying to tell them, get the price down there and attract more people.
Sure, sure. Now, you have such interesting articles on the second page all the time. How do you come up with those? Where do you find those? Or
Well, I've got what just went off?
not sure.
Oh, she turned the light off.
Oh.
But anyway, I've got a whole list of things here,
Uh-huh.
backlog of things. I see an interesting article in one of the magazines.
Uh-huh.
For right now, for example, I wrote a paragraph on hypocrisy.
Uh-huh.
Well, what I do, I get an idea like that and I look through my magazine to see if I can find somebody else that wrote what I want
Right.
to say. For example, the I think this is, The Nation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
They're talking about the ecumenicals.
Right.
I mean, how can they support Trump
Right.
when he has so many things that they are against?
Right.
But then they traced back and found out that the Southern ecumenicals supported slavery
Mm-hmm.
and were against segregation, or for segregation.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Interesting.
But they, mostly through my reading, I come up with,
Right.
and then I go looking for somebody who has written an article on that.
Sure. Now, I'm not going to be impolite and ask you how old you are, but who was the first presidential candidate that you remember voting for?
Oh, voting?
Mm-hmm.
1956 for Adlai Stevenson.
Oh, okay.
But I started working as a young Democrat in when I was in high school for Harry Truman.
Oh, okay.
1948. You know, my family history of being a Democrat goes back to my grandfather was a strong supporter of William Jennings Bryan.
Okay. So you came by through your family is what got you into the...
As a Democrat.
Right.
Well, and also my first 12 years I lived in Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
Flint, Michigan is a General Motors town.
Right.
And most of the people in Flint are Democrats. They're a strong union
Right.
town.
Right. And then I know you send me the email or the newsletter to look at, and we get the our facts right, basically when things are going to be and everything. How else can people get information into the newsletter?
Just send me an email
Okay. Good.
and I'll get it in.
Excellent.
And we're looking for people who will write letters to the editor too. I had one in last week on Monday the 9th on campaigning, civil campaigning. And I have gotten favorable remarks from both Democrats and Republicans who were agreed with that.
Right. Yeah. Well, what do you think the message should be for Democrats this year?
Well, there's a number of things. Of course, I am very strong on the environment, and I haven't gotten it in a letter to the editor yet, but outdoor activities, hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, cycling, family outings are all a big business in Iowa, and I want to see Iowa and the federal government put more money into their parks and their outdoor recreation, wildlife preservation.
Sure.
And the last campaign, I don't think anybody ever mentioned it. Any of the candidates mentioned the importance of the environment.
Right.
But when you get down to it, it isn't a big campaign issue, but when you start telling people where your parks, where you like to camp, and almost everybody likes to go camping and hiking and
Sure.
cycling, they like bicycle paths.
Right.
But when you mention specific things, you find that everybody has something outdoors they like to do.
Right. Well, good. Is there anything else you would want to, you think is important to be in our message this year?
There's another, now this is another state and federal. I think Iowa is a rural state. And we take great pride, the people that grow up in rural communities, they take pride, oh boy do they take pride in their schools. They take pride in their community. We need to have something on the state level that helps more restoring these main streets. And small businesses, people have innovations, ideas, and we need to give them help. And one of the things, most small businesses that fail because they don't have enough capital. Small Business Administration at the federal level helped out on a lot of that. But we need to preserve the rural communities in Iowa.
Well, you know, I agree with just about everything you always have said. So appreciate you having me today, Richard. And hopefully we'll have you editing our newsletter for the next 49 years
Well,
or
if I'm
16
going to live to
years.
be 100, so I've got 14 more years to go.
All right. Thank you.